Hey everybody, and welcome back to the LunchTable podcast.
Oh,
Um,
Was this episode 3?
this is
yeah.
episode 4.
Oh, four.
Episode 4?
Okay,
Ooh.
Come on,
restarting.
learn to count,
We
Blake.
don't even know. Restart. Keeping that in there. Um, so last time we got cut off on our
Tangent.
bike stories, and also Spencer was not here. This time
Hi,
I'm
Spencer.
back.
is not here
It's terrible, I
because
know.
he is on some kind of trip. Anybody know where he went?
Elijah?
Yeah.
He's going to some sort of camp thing with his brother.
Okay. So, the first thing we're going to start off with is my personal
Whatever.
bike
We're not
story.
that important.
And then Spencer doesn't have any cool biking stories, but he has a falling down a hill story. So we're going to start with my.
You don't have to. Just tell. All right, let's get this show on the road.
All right, so
Ooh.
this one time I was riding my bike in my neighborhood, and by my at the edge of my property line, there was a tree cut down. So the stump is still there, and it's a really small stump because it was a pine tree, like a small pine tree, and it's slanted. And I was like, hey, I could use that as a ramp to go off of my bike. All right, let's do this. So I dash down the street as fast as possible, go up on the ramp, land in my driveway from the ramp, and turn quickly so I avoid crashing into my fence. And I was like, that was really cool. I'm going to show my mom this. So I'm like, so I run down to the house, get my mom. I was like, come on, you gotta see this, you gotta see this. So I get prepared again. I start going down the hill. I go up the ramp as fast as I can, and I forgot to turn and crashed into the fence.
And then surprise.
The,
How do you
And then
forget to
surprise
turn?
biceps.
I flew off my bike, by the way. I didn't think you'd be able to understand crashing into a fence makes you fall off a bike. But the fence took more damage than I did. The fence was bent at a 45-degree angle.
Nice.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Lose some weight.
Uh, lose some speed, Blake.
More power. It's the way to go.
Anyways,
Oh, and plus I've got a bike story too.
okay.
Oh, Jeremiah's got one now.
Jeremiah has a bike story. Spencer has a fall story. Bike stories take more priority. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
Oh,
Okay,
come
so-
on.
Well, it's kind
Jerry's a ginger, though.
of, but I still win.
Overruled. Spencer goes first.
No.
All right. Go.
I'm a
Spencer.
nice guy, though. I'll let you go first, Jerry.
Okay, thanks. So I was just starting to learn how to ride my bike without the training wheels.
This will be good.
And I was
Oh.
deaf.
Screw you. I didn't have training wheels when I
Like-
learned to ride a bike.
Well, I'm sorry. So we
Yeah, his leg.
and so like I'm freaking out and like I'm crying and my dad, he's starting to get a little aggravated at me, but and my
And
brother
your
and my
dad
sister,
pushes you off the bike off of a cliff.
no,
No, is that not how it goes?
no,
That's what happened to me.
and so and like my brother and my sister, they're they're going they're on my side, and so they're like, oh dad, he's not quite he's not quite ready yet, so but I eventually learned how to ride my bike that day. And so our our driveway was gravel at the time, and so I'd kind of gotten used to riding the bike without the training wheels, and so the way that my driveway was, it came down a hill. It had a first U and then it had a back U, and so it was like there was a circle, but then there were two driveways up, and so I had meant to go for the first turn instead of the farther one, but I forgot to turn, and so by the time I turned
You
too
guys are a forgetful bunch.
too late.
You all forget to turn.
Yeah. And then and so oh, hold on. Okay. So and so the turn is too steep, but I'm still turning. And so I fall over and I use my right hand to like as a catch because I mean that's what you do. It's instinct. And right where I place my hand, a rock just went almost through my palm. Like it
Well, that's a wonderful.
Jeez, dude.
Did it reach
Man.
the ash?
yeah, and it was like the point of the rock was just
Man, that
No
rock
doubt.
was
just
like
It went-
right before, like it, like the point of the rock. This
Then he
rock,
became a ginger because it went right through.
it was
his soul.
about the size of my
It
hand.
became Christ.
He became Christ.
It was about a rock about the size of my hand in my palm.
Ow.
Yeah.
It's gotta hurt.
Let's move on.
Okay. Yay.
Your
Spencer,
story's more about how you got like raped
Spencer,
by the
tell us how you
ground.
fell down.
I got raped by the ground.
All right, what's your story, Spencer?
My
Hold on a
story.
second. When Spencer says that, I just imagine him rolling down a hill,
Just
like
Mother
doing
Nature's
flips,
like just
and
penis
then
coming
all
straight
of a
from the
sudden,
ground.
a rock pierces through his pants and goes into his butt. That's
Just surprise me.
That's ground.
It's terrible. It's
It's
terrible
terrible.
person.
That's what it is.
Dallas, what kind of person are you?
A terrible one. Tell us your story.
I can just see like as he's falling, I just something kind of like it's about to get real, yo. Just that sign.
Jeez.
All right, so I was in Estes Park in Colorado for a family vacation. Well, it was more like a family reunion, but it was a family reunion. There we go. Got that one cleared up. Anyways, we were going down the hill from like a cabin that we were staying in, and we were gonna go take our like picture for our family reunion. So, and it's like, if you've ever been there, you know there's all kinds of like cabins, and there's like 300 like gravel and dirt roads that go back and forth between them all, that are all spread out there in this one area. I don't know what the cabins are called, but that's where we were staying. And anyways, so there were some people that were like driving down the hill. Like it was probably like my mom or whatever, and some other people, and they were gonna go to the picture. And then there were some people who decided they were just gonna walk because we only had like one car. And whoever it was, I don't remember. I was like very young, I was probably like 5, 6 years old. And I decided stubbornly that I wanted to walk down the hill. And it was a gravel road that went down like a really steep hill. This is up in the mountains. And so the car pulls away, and I immediately start walking down the hill. And I immediately fall forward, slip on the gravel, and slide down the hill, knee first. So, yeah, that was wonderful.
Ow.
And all of the skin on my knee was completely torn off.
I'm sorry.
So it was just like, it was literally just
Outside.
red. It's like my kneecap was just red. There was no flesh.
Ow.
It wasn't very painful, no. And so,
Yeah.
but the best part is, if you look at the picture, if you look at the pictures from that family vacation, you can still see my knee in the picture because we were going to take a picture from the family vacation.
Like the day before, everything's just fine. The day after, you've got like a bloody knee.
No, like the actual
This reminds
family
me of
reunion
North-
picture, my knee is completely red because they still wanted a picture of me.
Oh my god. Dallas, do you remember any funny stories of when we took our 8th grade trip?
Let's save that for another day. We don't have much time. Spencer has to go.
Okay.
There's a fly on my screen. Why is there a fly on my screen? It's the middle of the night. Go.
I love how
It's attracted to
Flies don't
on our
sleep.
Creeper host account, when I log in, it says "Hello lunch." I was like, that's the best.
All right,
This is amazing.
Spencer, you brought this topic to our attention. Fly
Yes.
fishing.
Oh yeah, you
What
gotta.
about it?
I know nothing
If you
it's
about
haven't
so
been
fishing
fly
amazing.
fishing, you haven't lived, as Dallas would say.
Um,
But usually he's talking about hamburgers.
Sir, tell us
yeah, usually
more.
I'm talking about macaroni burgers. Burgers.
That's right. You talk about macaroni
If you've
burgers.
ever gone to a Red Robin, or if you're ever gonna go, get the A1
Red
peppercorn
Robin.
burger. It's so good.
Red
No,
Robin.
not yum. Shut
So
up.
I'm gonna say
Red
something about
Robin.
fishing because this has been on my mind when we started talking about fly fishing.
Oh my.
I've been fishing, regular fishing, 5 times for multiple hours each time.
I haven't really been
In
fishing.
all of my times fishing, I've received one bite, caught nothing.
Do you do the whole typical like tie a
He-
worm to your hook, put a bobber on your fishing pole, cast it out in the water, and just let it sit?
No,
That's only typical in Indiana, Blake.
That's like no, dude. I'm out. Go get a bait caster. Go get an open reel and sit there and just cast that thing as far as you can and just slowly reel it in until you get a bite.
I
pro.
mean, there's like just we're talking about fly fishing, but I mean, there's all kinds
Well,
of
yeah,
different
that's
ways.
just regular fishing. Fly fishing, there's a lot more techniques.
And the way Dallas was using sucks, evidently.
Fishing poles. I mean, who uses those? I use dynamite.
I used
so
Screw that, I use a tank.
Blake,
I used a tank.
It's
Use
great.
a tank.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna interrupt this conversation. I'm
you
sorry.
guys
Dallas.
always have conversations about whether certain things that are sometimes considered sports, if they should be a sport or not.
Oh, you are not
yes.
bringing this up.
Yes.
So
No.
save that story for another day. But let's talk
Darn it.
about one particular thing.
We're not gonna go on a roast about.
Let's see.
Wait, is this a Jordan story?
Oh no! I
This
see
is
what
not
he's
the
doing
Jordan
here.
story for the day.
Okay,
It's like
This-
fly fishing.
wait, then I know my Jordan story.
This
Like fly fishing, is considered a recreational sport. But what was the thing what we just saw about something now being considered a legit sport?
okay. This article was
Oh, yeah.
posted on July 12th, so 2 days ago. It says the U.S. government recognizes League of Legends players as pro athletes.
LOL is
Failure
going
number
pro.
one.
Okay.
LOL is pro.
I'm gonna read the article. I'm gonna have a link
This
to it in
makes
the
me
description.
hate LOL even more now.
Wait, Dallas. Hear me out here. Are you saying you know how to read?
What?
Riot
What?
Games esports manager
That's
Nick
right.
Allen told GameSpot in a new video interview is below in the article
Voice crack.
that the ground
Ah.
decision came after much back and forth between the developer and the government.
Hi, I'm Dallas.
Shut up, Jeremiah. So this is a quote. So the United States government recognizes League of Legends pro players as professional athletes
A pro athlete.
and awards visas to essentially the United States.
Shut up.
This is groundbreaking for esports. Now we can start looking at international players when they come over. It's a much easier process because they're actually recognized by the government. This is a huge.
I can press this keyboard 1,000 more actions per minute than you can.
This was a lengthy process. We had a lot of people fighting for this. It wasn't just something that happened overnight.
That's dark.
You're right.
Um,
It happened over a day.
he further explained that
Over
he went
day.
back and forth with the government multiple times before enough evidence was provided to prove the game was a legitimate sport.
How did they prove
What
it was a
evidence?
sport? I mean,
Because they
like,
said that people
Watch the
from
video and
other
find out.
countries- No, it's because what's happened is the tournaments and whatnot have gotten big enough to the point where people from other countries are wanting to come to the U.S. to compete in these specific tournaments because they're the best.
The next part says
right, but
the League of
I get the
Legends-
competitive part. Like, it has the
Stress-
competitive part of a sport, but it doesn't a sport have to have at least some kind of physicalness to it?
You have to use your thumb muscles. The League of Legends
Yeah, but-
season
all right.
championship finals will take place October 4th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. More than 10,000 people are expected to attend.
Yeah, see, we have the best tournaments, so people want to come to the U.S. So the U.S. is going, sweet, more money,
More money.
more money. We get money,
Problems.
Clem.
So,
Just say problems.
More problems. More money, more problems.
More money. Well, here's the thing though. Since now LOL is now a sport, I'm fine with that. But the day WoW, the day WoW becomes a sport, if it does, man,
It can't
We are
really
so
be a
far gone,
sport.
man.
It's
you're so
actually
screwed.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that one, Blake.
Yeah,
I
that
think you
was-
Yeah, I'm
lost.
not. But like, still though,
the day Call of Duty becomes a sport.
Yeah, there we go. That one.
it's
That
like
one might fit along.
it's the
with
number
that.
one. It's like the number one game in like the video game.
But,
I don't even know this.
well, I mean,
Pro
somebody
game. It's like the
could
Number one
probably
game in
like
America. It's the number
somebody
0
could probably
game
make
in
an.
every other country because it sucks.
Hey
It
guys,
does not.
guys. Perhaps someone could make like an arena like it, but for like paintball. And they'd be like, "Oh, it's Call of Duty. It's Call of
Paint-
Duty. It's a sport."
Paintball was almost an Olympic sport.
Really?
Fact. Yeah.
It should
I
be.
mean,
Also,
I mean, it would
That'd be
roller
pretty
like
good.
roller skating, roller skating around a rink was actually an Olympic sport.
Well, that one makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then it got
No,
replaced
baseball
with
makes sense too, really.
yeah, and then it got replaced with ice skating.
I mean, they already have shooting.
You guys,
Yeah, that's cross country.
guys,
Well, whatever they call it.
guys,
What is the official title for the Olympics?
It's cross
you
country.
guys.
No, that's another thing. Yes.
Next time we record, remind me to grab a bottle of water or a soda or something.
Just pee in your mouth like Bear Grylls.
All right.
Did you really do that?
This podcast is about halfway through. I'm starting to get thirsty. Better drink my own pee.
well, like, I mean, if you have to survive, I mean, that's kind of what you have to do.
I'm Bear Grylls, and I'm going to teach you how to survive in the most dangerous environments, specifically
Like-
your own home.
Okay.
Like-
Spencer,
Sitting
Go-
in front of your computer like a bloody oath.
Lake.
Spencer.
Alright, I'll stop.
Lake.
What?
This is
What?
for Elijah. You're in the danger zone, mate.
You're in the danger zone.
Okay, Spencer.
I want to teach
bet-
you how to survive the
Stay off
danger
of your
zone.
You play Dota too, right?
zone.
I played Dota too.
Yeah.
Do you
I
say
played it
that's
recently, actually.
kind of like League of Legends?
Yeah, it's pretty much like League of Legends too.
So, do you think that League of Legends should be considered a sport?
I mean, it has everything, but the physical part. I think a sport should have at least some physicality.
Bowling and golf,
So no,
diving don't.
I would,
Diving
I would,
has physical
but
stuff.
I think
What are you
the
talking
Diving
about?
is a
You
sport,
need your
and so is
core.
bowling.
diving is a sport, marching band is a sport, bowling is a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they're all
uh,
sports.
Not so much.
They're all sports. But I don't think
Not so much.
I understand what the government did though, and I think it was a good thing.
Yeah, the main
It's good.
reason they did it was just
There's
to
going to be a lot of discrepancy.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna judge them for that.
Yeah,
They're just kind of bending the rules is all to do the right thing. I don't think
Okay.
there's anything wrong with
So,
that in this case.
there's been a lot of talk about rareware and
Wait, rareware? What's rareware?
it's
Remind everyone what
game
rare
company.
is.
Where?
Anyways,
Dallas, what is this rareware?
basically,
I'm back.
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked.
they made some of the acclaimed best games on the Nintendo 64. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and the GoldenEye games. And Perfect Dark. I'm not sure if that came out on the N64 or not, though.
Oh, Perfect Dark was a good game.
Yes. They made good games. And then Microsoft bought them. Now
And then they made
good games.
bad games.
Basically, Grant Kirkhope, who is the composer of Banjo-Kazooie games and I believe the Donkey Kong games, or the Donkey Kong 64, they also made Donkey Kong Country before Retro Studios started doing that. But basically, he pretty much said in the interview that this is a very long article, but he said that he was, or Actually, I didn't read this part. I really said we should make Banjo 3. That's
Dallas
what
not
people
doing this
wanted to
for me.
see. But at the time, it looked like platform games weren't. It was the year when platforms weren't as popular and people wanted shooters and all that kind of stuff. And so we all thought it wouldn't sell and people wouldn't play a game like that. Kirkhope appeared to be despondent about not being able to make the game he and everyone else wanted, and says he still hopes he can bring it to a Nintendo console in the future. I keep wishing that all of the X-Rare staff, there's a there's lots of them about now, would just get together and form a company, and then go to Nintendo and say, "Give us the money, and we'll make you Banjo 3 for the Wii U or whatever." Just make Banjo 3 like it should have been made back then, and it would be great. It would be great on the Wii U. Um, basically,
Well, wait, what was Banjo 3?
Banjo 3 never existed. Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie were on the N64. And then I guess the third Banjo Kazooie game, which is not Banjo 3 because it doesn't qualify as a Banjo Kazooie game, was Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts for the 360. And pretty much they took the original game, the beginning of the original game, and they were making fun of it. They were just like, um,
Those always seem to be good games.
it's here.
Making fun
Collect
of
some
stuff.
notes, some jiggies like you did in the past two games, Banjo. I know it's been 10 years, but you can still do it, right? And then they're like,
Wow.
we're just kidding. We're not doing anything like that. It was like pretty much said right at the beginning of the game. I've seen the beginning of the game, and that's it. Well, I've seen part play, a little bit of the playing gameplay of the middle of the game and stuff, but pretty much Banjo, Kazooie, and Tooie were collectathon platformers. Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts was a game about building cars and driving them around.
Oh wait, say that again.
Banjo
It's like
Kazooie
they're so off topic that
were
could even follow.
platforming collectathons. Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, build cars, drive around. There was like no correlation between the two things. They had nothing to do with each other. And
Well, there had to be something if they have the
they
same
had the same
name,
characters,
same developer.
had the same
What?
characters. And all of like they had new people working on the game, or that like, Rareware the company had people that didn't work on the original games work on the new games, and all of the people that had worked on the uh, game beforehand, like the game, wanted like a Banjo 3 game that they always wanted to make for Nintendo, because at the end of Banjo Tooie, uh, the final boss was like, "I will see you in Banjo 3," and um, so they had planned on making it. There's been box of Banjo 3 for the GameCube before Rareware got moved to Microsoft, and
Hmm.
all of the original guys just want to get back together, make Banjo 3, and sell it to Nintendo. But between lack of money and lack of motivation from everybody just being like, well, I have my secure job here at Rare right now, and I've been here for 20 years or whatever, so I don't really want to go off and make Banjo 3, even though
That makes
I
sense
know it's
though.
going to sell or whatever. It's too time consuming, and I won't have enough money. So I understand why they aren't making it, but if Nintendo somehow got Rare back, I want them to work on a new I want them to make it. Please make Banjo 3. Please. Ah,
I'm sorry, Dallas, that your dreams have been crushed.
thank you.
Dallas and his streams. Wait, we should get an image of like Squidward in front of like
Dang,
the grave.
Blake, stop
typing.
Here lies Dallas's
Sorry.
hopes and dreams.
In a shoebox.
And yeah, uh, Like, are you on like Facebook or something? Man,
No, I'm
so loud.
I'm on Skype.
That moth just hit a fan. It hit the fan blade that was spinning on medium speed, and it kept flying. These things are so freaking resilient. By the way, does anybody know how long we've been going?
No.
I'm at 35 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're at about 20 minutes.
Are we gonna unleash the power of Jordan?
No, not yet. I want to
Not yet. All
say
right.
about Rareware. I know you guys didn't really grow up, but judging by the hatred from creating nuts and bolts and people wanting it, do you think they should go back to Nintendo?
I know it makes sense.
Everyone should go back to Nintendo.
Fall back to your roots. Go to Nintendo.
Okay. So, this has been a pretty boring episode.
Aw, what? It's been fun.
Basically,
Should I
don't have a lot.
should I
need
tell my
Elijah.
should I tell my story about my phone?
Yeah, go ahead. We need something to.
All right.
Stop the phone.
All right. So, I was addicted
Hold
to
on a second.
texting.
I gotta check and see if we got any comments on the last episode.
Break the habit.
See if
Break
we
the
can
habit.
talk about it.
So,
Yeah, go ahead and start talking.
I used to be addicted to my phone, but then I started using nicotine gum, and no, but anyway, I was like addicted to texting on my phone. Like I just love talking to people. I love the fact that I'm using this piece of technology to be able to talk to someone who I can't see. I don't know, that just fascinates me. But recently, I've had to tell myself, because I got too attached to my phone. No, you just gotta stop, man. You just gotta stop this. So I went over to my aunt's house to help her, because she took me bowling, and then I went to her house, and I got my swimming trunks, my goggles, and all that, all my floaties, and I went. Yeah, I don't use floaties.
It's too
And
late. You already told them, Blake.
I know. I'm putting myself in the Shark Tank. And I was helping her clean her pools, and I had my swimming trunks on. I was like, well, I've got this pole here with, like, it's a sweeper. I don't want to go into it. All it does is just clean the crud off the bottom of the pool. And I was like, well, I mean, this pole just isn't long enough, and I can't reach the bottom of this pool.
That's not the only
Well-
pole that isn't long enough.
I'm wearing my swim trunks.
Dallas,
Yeah.
Finding your channel.
But, like, I skipped a part of a story. All right, I had to backtrack. So before we're cleaning the pool, I'm getting changed, and I set my phone up on the counter, and I was like, well, I know I'm not supposed to be attached to my phone, but if my mom's at work, and if she tries to call me in case something, I have to go back home and do something, like, I don't know, like let the dog out or something like that, and
You don't have a
I should
dog.
probably, whatever. I'm
7
just
loads
saying,
of laundry.
walk the goldfish. I don't know. So I was like, well, I just put my phone in my pocket here in case she calls me. I went out to the back, and I started cleaning the pool.
LunchTable?
I'm-
podcast, or is it
Jeremiah, save this for later. So I'm
Sorry.
sitting here just cleaning the pool. I was like, wow, I can't reach the bottom. Hey, I know, I've got my swimming trunks on. Why don't I just get in the pool? This is a great idea. I wish I'd thought of this earlier, like 20 minutes ago. So I was like, got in the pool, was busy cleaning, and I was like, man, why didn't I think of this? This is such a great idea. So I got out of the pool, and I was skimming the top of the net, and I was so happy right up to the moment when I realized I still have my phone in my pocket. So I had spent like 30 minutes walking around this pool with my phone still in my pocket. And I got out, and I was like, oh man, I hope it still works. I was like, took the battery out, blew out all the water, kind of shook it. The screen was like filled with water. Put the battery in, I turned it on, it went
The
flash,
screen
and then
Wait, how
it
is
went.
the screen filled with water?
I know, it had water underneath the screen. Like, you could see it. You could like press on the screen and make designs in the water. And I was like, well, I took the battery out, put it back in, kind of shook out the water, pressed the button, and it lit up for like a brief second, and then it just went off, and it hasn't turned on since.
Yeah. You
So
probably should have
it's
turned
been
it
sitting
on.
in like
Probably fried it.
Yeah. If you would have let it air dry for like a month, it might have worked.
No, because it's
That was
on button,
stupid.
and
It's
it sits there and
the
just
first
flashed.
piece.
It just flashed repeatedly.
My goodness.
Nice.
So I have no clue what happened.
Help me, Blake. Help me.
Help me! I need you.
I'm dying.
Well, I told Dallas
Never-
since I have my air cannon. I told Dallas since I have my air cannon, he's gonna have to come over. We're gonna shoot him out of my air cannon.
You have to put Dallas down.
We're gonna film it and put it on the channel.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, did you put the glow stick one on the channel?
No, you can't see anything.
Oh wow.
Yeah, on the 4th of July, I went over to Blake's house and we shot glow sticks out of an air cannon, but it was the middle of the night and you couldn't see anything, so it doesn't really matter. I have video of it.
Oh yeah, but you can see the glow stick that almost hit a baby. It like fell out of the sky and was falling to the tree and landed on top of our like little tent thing that we got, and then it just landed right in front of the baby, and the baby was like, "Ooh, glow stick."
That's hilarious.
That reminds me, when I was at your house
Wait,
and you were like
Blake,
poking your
wait.
back with one.
I have an amazing idea.
Hold on a second.
Okay,
Let
first
me
of
finish
all-
my story.
You're not allowed to. I
Blake,
have to finish
Blake
mine
is wrong.
first. So, anyways, ignoring Dallas, Blake, you need to start a glow stick delivery service.
Yes.
Small children.
I know.
Oh my gosh, that was not nearly important.
Whatever you're saying can't possibly be important, Dallas.
This is the LunchTable podcast. It's obviously not important.
Exactly.
I completely forgot about that.
Let's not talk about that.
Yes.
At least not
Wait.
today. We don't have enough time for it today. Okay, so Blake was poking his mom in the back with a glow stick. So
With his penis.
one
true.
time, there's speech over, and I like hit her hair bun with my glow stick, and she thinks it's Blake. So without turning around to look, she takes about 3 little flimsy glow sticks and starts smacking me with them. And then she turns
yeah.
around and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Dallas. I thought you were Blake."
Well, yeah, because I was taking the biggest glow stick we had, and I was like poking her in the back of it.
Okay, so
Taste the glow stick.
you know, it's time for a Jordan story.
Dun dun
And
dun dun
this time,
dun
I
dun.
have... Shut up, Jeremiah.
Wait. Maybe I can get my music player working.
No, don't.
Yes.
Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum,
Yes.
ba-da-dum, bum,
Spencer
bum,
already knows what song I'm gonna play.
Isn't that copyrighted? Okay, so the story basically, Jordan and I and Spencer, and I guess Blake and Jeremiah too, we're all pretty smart people, and we all go to the same school.
Thanks, Dallas.
Okay. Sorry about that.
I knew.
everyone. Blake was
Dang
taking
it.
copyright.
That
You
was,
have to leave that in.
that was amazing.
I don't
It was amazing.
It's
That's amazing.
copyrighted.
Who cares?
YouTube cares because every time I try to put something with music on it into a video,
Copyright.
I never have that
Doesn't
problem.
matter.
Whatever.
It's
Just
not copy-
continue
not-
with
it still
your
gets
story.
Copyright.
Continue with
Not
your
as much
story.
as my videos, but it still gets flagged for copyright. So, now my mom interrupted me. We're back again. So, we're at the, except for Blake and Jeremiah, we're at the National Honor Society induction, what they called it. And it just so happened that Jordan's girlfriend's birthday was also the same day. But since this is kind of an important deal too, he had to show up to this. And so he did. And he brought his girlfriend with him, and then they were going to go out for dinner afterwards. And so after the ceremony and stuff, everybody's hanging out in the lobby area. And
toothbrush.
And
Because it's almost
Jordan and his girlfriend, holding hands, walk by me. So I stop her, I tap her on the shoulder, and I'm like, "Excuse me, are you being paid to be here?" And she, without saying a word, just shook her head yes. So
Sounds like her.
the next day, Jordan comes to school, and he's like, "Oh, thanks, Dallas. Now she raised my hourly rate."
I didn't hear that part of the story before.
And Blake's girlfriend at the time, too, said that she was being paid as well.
I know. It was a cheap deal, though. I got rich.
So, I think that's about it. You have
think
anything
so.
else to say?
I think we have a bonus story though.
Will you?
Yes.
Are we
So let's talk
Sorry?
about our great endeavors into making a new product
No.
called Go
Save
Gotcha.
next time. We Jordan's story.
A later time. This is for
Later
this is for a
time.
later time. Okay, thanks.
We kicked him from the call. Thank you all for watching.
And we'll see you next time. Keeping Blake out of the call. Bye.
Hey, Blake's on.
Bye.
Well,
Yes.
good night.